right? Or somebody who knows her is going to see this shit and go, I think this guy is like the guy that she's singing about in some of her songs. Or, I think this guy is pretty much the dude that I have in my head that she creates, that Fiona creates with her music, as being, you know, the guy who solves everything and becomes God and, you know, initializes heaven, right? All of her songs are like, you know, don't wait too long, heaven can't wait forever, you know? And then like, you know, she's like my opponent and stuff. I'm not her opponent. You know, I'm her, I don't say champion, that sounds weird. I'm Fiona's champion. I'm her miracle boy, right? I'm her impossible boy. The daydream of a boy whose reality was a hopeless to be had. That always sounds like a weird thing, but like, his reality was a hopeless... I still love it, but like, I'm just not sure if I'm quoting it correctly. Paper bag. I've shown you all this before, but look, it's the mini disc. Haha. Anyway, so like, let's see. Paper bag. Whose reality I knew was a hopeless to be had. Anyway, so like, you know, I've posted all of this before, but like, you know, her tattoos, you know, Fiona has wings, and, you know, K-I-N, and, like, for a while, like, I didn't know what they looked like, and, there's one picture on the internet of her tattoos. Like, it's really difficult to find, actually, but, like, you know, I figured out that, like, you know, they're supposed to be slave tattoos, right? Owner's tattoos, the initials, right? And, like, it's all a part of this story, right? This plot. And this might sound a little, like, conspiracy-ish, but, like, it's all a part of her master plan to get someone like me, or me, right, to figure out the mystery of the H, right, the heroin. Because, like, here's the deal. F-H-W-K-I-N, right? What is this? Right? And I've already explained this, but I'll do it real quick. Well, in an interview, she says that she knew Forrest Whitaker, right? And like early on, I think he lived in her building or something. But like early on, like Forrest Whitaker became her like mentor or something, right? It's kind of sketchy, right? And so like you have like Forrest Whitaker, maybe one of her owners, right? Like when she was into like weed and heroin and like playing the game, right? And like trying to like beat Jesus or beat the thing and like, you know, fucking like solve the weirdo thing of like, you know, weed to coke to heroin, or weed to heroin to coke to death, right? You got like, you know, Hendrix and like Joplin and like Morrison. Like all these people went from like weed to heroin to death, right? River Phoenix, Kurt Cobain. All of these people are going from like weed to heroin to death, right? And so like, you know, some people go from like weed to like nothing. Like myself, I went from like weed to drinking because I was on probation. I didn't want to go back to jail. Then to like weed again. Then to like nothing. So like I beat it, right? I realized that heroin is just, you know, sleepy time go bye-bye drugs, right? Because I experienced stuff on weed that makes me not want for any other drug at all. I know that weed plus the dream world plus shamanism is all we need. And like going for like that heroin, like, you know, overdrive, like a special effect feeling of like, you know, oh, I'm in the Matrix, or I'm in the dream world and everything's like all like it doesn't really, like, unless, you know, you're like battling some sort of like spirit force in the dream world, you don't really need to feel that, you know? Go out and ride your bike. It's great. So like you know, I figured out that like her tattoos are actually like her way of like solving the mysteries of the universe and making weed work really well forever, which is what I've done. So like, you know, H equals like heroin because, you know, previously, back in like 2004, 2005, if you looked up Forrest Whitaker on the Internet Movie Database, like it didn't like you couldn't it didn't reveal his this is all just trash and things are trying to get me to stumble and they're able to, you know, right, that's like archaic, that's like a primitive compared to what they're doing right now. Oh, stumble anyway. So like so I figured out that, like, you know, they didn't have his middle initial on Internet Movie Database, and so, like, what's the H, right? The H. What's the H? You say that a few times and you'll be like, oh, it's heroin, right? So heroin, H, what is it? Think about it. Pimps and prostitutes and, like, owners and pets. You know, I'll be your pet, blah, 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 right? So, like, and then the kin, like, I figured it was, like, king, or kino. Kin equals like gold in Japanese. Kin, gold. King, kino, kinnel, kind. Kinnel doesn't work, so G-O-D equals God. Alright? Huh? It works. She's fucking smart as hell. Alright? So, like, she came up with this shit, right? She has a tattoo on her back that's essentially, like, the key to us, she and I, getting together and calibrating the universe of terminals and shamanism so that these people can actually have lives. Like, you know, what is John Lennon doing? He's not doing anything right now, but as soon as she and I get together, John Lennon can be recording a new album or gallivanting across the dream world recreation of the Star Wars galaxy. You know? And, like, Heath Ledger could be, you know, sledding on Hoth in the recreation of the Star Wars galaxy. Or trying to construct some sort of, like, I guess, film company or production company in the dream world. Or looking for somebody who looks exactly like him to have a kid so that he can get reincarnated. So this is why I need her to come out here and calibrate the terminals with me, you know. She and I would be, like, together, looking at each other, smoking some sort of substance. Anyway, she and I would be, like, smoking, utilizing our terminals, and calibrating what these people are, right? I would say, like, I would tell her what my terminal is, or I would tell her, like, all sorts of shit. Anyway, so she's super important. I'm super important. We need to get together to calibrate our terminals and work together because who's she working with now? Almost no one. Like, she does, like, a cover of, like, some old school songwriter or performer. Like, one a year. You know? Cy Coleman. Woohoo! That's great. But then, like, what did she do before that? Excuse me, they're being weird. Or it's being weird, rather. Huh? So, like, what did she do before that? Frosty the Snowman, like 2 years earlier? Or wait, the Nightmare Before Christmas cover. Right? Sally's song. Like, one song a year. You know? Right? So, what she needs to understand is that, like, I've created this perpetually ongoing awesomeness. The Actuality update is what I'm doing right now. I'm pretty happy with it. And I've also got, like, a bunch of perpetually ongoing series that I need to get off the ground with just, like, you know, just a little bit of money. You know, like if I had her, you know, like, this sounds a little weird. If I had her by my side, she and I could rule the galaxy together. No, but if I had her by my side, she and I could rule the galaxy together. And the thing is that, like, she isn't, and so I am. How does she feel about that? She needs to come out here and soak up some of this energy, you know? Like, if she were, like, in the room with me and we were stoned, man, I would think that would make the dream world into a navigatable, massive multiplayer online role-playing game universe.